Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. It always seems impossible, until it's done. Education is the most powerful weapon, which you can use to change the world. One cannot be prepared for something, while secretly believing it will not happen. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. It is better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory. When nice things occur, you take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. As I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success, if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. We must use time creatively, and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. The brave man is not the one who has no fears, he is the one who triumphs over his fears. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Your playing small does not serve the world. Who are you not to be great? Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. Once a person is determined to help themselves, there is nothing that can stop them. Remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. You will achieve more in this world, through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in your hands to make a difference. Times change, we need to change as well. Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire, it has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair. Education is the great engine to personal development. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Our children are our greatest treasure, they are our future. Those who abuse them tear at the fabric of our society and weaken our nation. Where you stand depends on where you sit. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's inspiring others to move beyond it. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others, without expecting anything in return. I never lose. I either win or learn. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all, for the freedom of their people. Action without vision is only passing time, vision without action is merely daydreaming, but vision with action can change the world. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death, again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. With freedom comes responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk has not ended yet. The wounds that cannot be seen are more painful than those that can be treated by a doctor. Let there be justice for all, let there be peace for all, let there be work, bread, water and salt for all, let each know that for each the body, the mind and the soul have been freed to fulfill themselves. It is not the kings and generals that make history, but the masses of the people. Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace. I want to sleep for eternity with a broad smile on my face. I want those who remain behind to say this man has done his duty. We should never forget those on whose shoulders we stand, and those who paid the supreme price for freedom. The more informed you are, the less arrogant and aggressive you are. I like friends who have independent minds, because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. One of the most difficult things is not to change society, but to change yourself. Difficulties break some men but make others. No axe is sharp enough to cut the soul of a sinner who keeps on trying, one armed with the hope that he will rise even in the end.